Don't be everywhere trying to be everything. Be somewhere with meaning, with consistency, and with integrity. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you are watching from. This is Professional Daily Devotion with Olasukomi Okpaifa. And we continue our series on building your brand, where we talked about your voice, your value, and visibility. And as you can see on your screen this morning, we are looking at building visibility without losing integrity. And I love it this way because so many people, I mean, the only thing we shout now is visibility, visibility. There was a particular time, sometimes last year or 2 years ago, when Facebook promised to start paying in Nigeria or in Africa. And some of these guys that train on visibility started telling, just tell any story, just pick another person's video, put your picture on, and they still do it everywhere. Somebody now told me that's how to do it to blow. I said, you are going to, I said, see, I have quote and unquote my calling. It's not really that way, but I have what I want to be known for. I can't just be picking animal video today, um, fighting video tomorrow, and then just put myself because I just want visibility. It's not important to me. I think it is the me that I really want. So don't just be everywhere trying to be everything, but be somewhere with meaning. We live in a world where people chase likes more than legacy. You see, uh, I had an experiment. I made somebody to make a post for the first time, serious post for the first time on Facebook, and I saw her going back there to go and check how many likes, and I could see how radiant she became. Shortly after, she could see close to 50 or so likes there. So I mean, people chase likes and likes. Of course, I want you to please. I want you to click like here and there. Okay, where visibility is often confused with value and popularity overshadows purpose. But as professionals, we must be reminded that you don't want just to, you don't just want attention, you want influence, something meaningful. And real influence is rooted in one thing, is rooted in integrity. So today we are going to be showing the balance between showing up boldly and standing firm with the values, and that the two together will breed what we call your integrity, but it's still visibility, because visibility without integrity is just noise. Is just noise waiting to collapse. So let's see what research says about visibility that honors integrity. Okay, visibility that honors integrity. I have lost my research. Okay, I have found it. Yeah, the first one is a Delman Trust Barometer says 88% of people say they are more likely to support professionals or leaders who are not just visible but are credible. Credibility is important. Forbes Leadership Insight says something. The most trusted professionals are those who have public presence plus proven consistency. And Harvard Business Review says that integrity is one of the top three drivers rather, of long-term career success and leadership loyalty in high-performing organizations. So the bottom line is you can gain attention by being loud, but you build trust by being truthful, visible, and being consistent. Okay, maybe I want to add to that again that you can gain attention by being loud, but you can only sustain that attention by being truthful. So let's look at light as our framework this morning, LIGHT, and let's see how this can guide us in not just building visibility but integrity. So continue with me quickly and let's go. L there stands for lead with truth. Don't exaggerate your brand. I mean, it happens a lot on LinkedIn. I mean, Facebook may not really have something like that, but on LinkedIn you see fantastic thing. Where I was in a meeting yesterday, brief meeting, and we saw this young man who had sent a cold mail to my organization, and then we started going through his LinkedIn stuff, and I just told the CEO there that something is not adding up in this thing. We checked, and as soon as I mentioned the name again, the personal assistant to the CEO said, "Ah, I know him. He's this," and then they started revealing a whole lot. But the CV on LinkedIn looked fantastically too fine. So over exaggerated, I can't say. So don't exaggerate your brand. Lead with honesty about what you can do and then where you are growing. Let people just know. Are you selling results you never produced? People just come there and then they say things, elaborate things. You don't need to. Stay where you are. Your customers will surely meet you there and keep on growing there. It is in that growth that you have your value, that your integrity will also show. Okay, don't let your digital life be different from your real discipline or your real life. Okay, please be reminded that truth travels slower but it lasts longer. it lasts longer. I illuminate others. Visibility is not just about self-promotion, it's about service. Okay, let your visibility be doing something to another person. Let people come to your space and they can pick value. They can always get their eyes open. Okay, who are you lifting? Who are you spotlighting? Who are you empowering through your platform? Okay, are you empowering a whole body of education, a whole body of a professional body, medicine, professional body of maybe anything, any professional body? Okay, what are you doing that can be like an eye opener to someone? Is your brand about contributing or about just about your own recognition? No, it's not about your recognition. What are you contributing? Okay, the wisdom there is that you shine brighter when you light others. Okay, you shine brighter when you light others. The G there, remember we're looking at light, Light. The G here is guard your core. Be everywhere, but do not be everything. Of course, you can choose to be on all platforms if you can manage it, but you cannot be everything. Don't dilute your brand by chasing trends and applauses everywhere. Okay, yeah, this was what every video you want to post. Natasha Napabio, you are the one posting. Is a Kwisele and the other side, you are the one everything. You can have your view. Anytime I want. I remember when Showre had that first revolution issue, and I wanted to post about it. I posted from the angle of education. So you can do that. They know that anything you are talking about now, you are seeing you are looking at things from this angle. I remember when Wizkid and Burna Boy won Grammy some years ago, I think 2020, if I can still remember, or 2021. I posted it from the angle of collaboration in my own field because that's one thing we saw that was different in those two guys then. So when you are even posting, okay, you can be everywhere, but please don't be everything. Okay, consistency builds credibility. Chameleons confuse the crowd. Don't be a chameleon. The H here is honor confidentiality and boundaries. This is very important, and some of us actually need to be very careful here. So not every behind the scene moment needs to be shared. I mean, the reason why you buy the movie, any movie, or you want to watch any movie is not because they are showing you the behind the scene. If that's the case, so just go to the location and go and see it there. Okay, because it is a final product, so nobody is interested in how all those behind the scene of your life, I mean of your own life. You don't need to tell us some dirty things or some funny things. No. So take it away. The fact that you want to have integrity doesn't mean you should show all you handle everything. No, we don't need to see everything. Just know how to package it. So while we're talking about integrity, you being truthful, okay, so also be careful to know what to share out there. Do not overshare to stay visible. People do. I mean, I saw a lady that said, I've been posting my videos, nothing is happening. I'm going to go naked. Boom! She just removed the wrapper like that because she wanted to. Of course, she went viral, but you don't know her. Obviously, you don't. The person I'm talking about. By the time I saw the video, not up to 2,000 likes and maybe 100 comments, not viral still. Okay, can people trust you with what they have shared with you in silence? Also, professional rule: trust builds reputation. Don't forget more than performance. And the last one, T, there talks about tell stories, but tell them right. Tell stories, but tell them right. Your journey is powerful. Be careful how you present it. One of my is a consultant or coaches now on all this visibility thing came to me and I said, no, I don't share this story. I don't. I mean, a very powerful story that will go viral. I said, see, I grew up learning certain things, and this is one thing I don't talk about. Yeah, it is real, it is true, it is fantastic story. It's not a bad story, but I said I don't talk about this. There was something we also do too. And then I was doing the global teacher interview. So much after the interview, days after, I mean 2 days after the last day, after the interviewer just asked me that I learned that this particular thing. I said, no, it's against my principle to share that story. It was done in confidence to do one or two things. So it's not part of the story I'm going to use to win award. So when you are telling your story, please sure you are telling them right, tell them according to value. Do not manipulate narratives just to sell yourself. Do your story elevate the truth truly? Don't twist things, okay? Can people relate to your story without needing to fact check? They see it and it's too fantastic. I don't want to go beyond 10 minutes here. So your action, call to action this morning, share something valuable today, encourage someone, and then remember your visibility is a gift. Do not waste it on gimmicks. Okay. So let's take our words of affirmation this morning. Thank you for showing up all the time for me and your comments. Fantastic yesterday. Thank you so much. So we continue today. So say this after me. I am visible with purpose. I lead with truth. I build with integrity. My brand shines not because it is loud, but because it is light. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we are going to be looking at 5 P's, okay, for building a strong personal brand. So we're looking at different P's there, and we call it a beautiful week when we see you next week. Thank you for joining today.